Today is Chaf B'Tammuz, Herzl's yahrtzeit. Truly a sad day for the Jewish people at the time in 1904, and now an important and a revolutionary day for the Zionist calendar. Herzl was buried in Vienna, Austria in 1904. However, he was so confident that a Jewish state would one day be established that he requested in his will to be buried in a metal coffin so that one day he could be moved to Israel. There were many attempts to move Herzl's remains right away. However, the outbreak of World War I and then World War II halted the mission. Hitler's rise to power in Germany and then the annexation of Austria made it difficult for the thousands of European Jews to continue their annual pilgrimage to Herzl's grave on his yahrtzeit. Nevertheless, the custom continued in secret, including memorials and processions in the cemetery. 44 years after his death in 1948, his dream for a Jewish state was finally realized, and 1 year later, in 1949, his request was finally fulfilled. Herzl's final journey from Vienna to Jerusalem was planned to a T. In a complex operation, his grave was opened in Vienna, and his remains, as well as his family, were transported to Israel. Military planes accompanied the El Al plane that transported his coffin to the shores of Israel. The burial procession began in Ben Gurion Airport, passed through Tel Aviv, and then reached the destination on Mount Herzl. About 250,000 people participated in the various events, a fifth of Israeli population at the time. In Haifa, white doves were released when the planes passed over their city. In Tel Aviv, rabbis remained near the coffin throughout the night and recited parts of the Mishnah and Psalms. Their prayers were broadcasted on loudspeakers. Upon entering Jerusalem, the casket passed under an honorary ark, bearing the biblical verse from Ezekiel the prophet, "I will lift you from your graves, my people, I will bring you to the land of Israel." This quote also adorned his coffin drape, along with a quote from Psalms, "Those who sow in tears will reap with joy," symbolizing Herzl's personal sacrifice for the Jewish state. At last, on Mount Herzl, his casket was buried under soil, brought in white silk bags from all over Israel to metaphorically bury Herzl with and in every part of Israel. The citizens present at the gravesite then pledged, "If I forget Jerusalem, let my right hand wither," a line which originated from the Jewish people during the Babylonian exile, which went on to become a famous motif during the diaspora, a quote even Herzl himself recited during the Uganda crisis at the Sixth Zionist Congress. Today, on Chaf B'Tammuz, we commemorate a revolutionary person who dared to do the unimaginable. Today, take a minute to reflect on Herzl's motto, "If you will it, it is no dream."